Okay, this is looking really good. Um, these are looking a little kind of. You might kind of shape this a little bit more. Getting the sides are very kind of straight in a vertical direction. You might try rounding those out a little bit. I might. Let me just isolate this. Oh, before I get into that, I just wanted to say you zipped your whole project folder. Rather, what I'd like you to do is do File, Archive, Scene. And what it'll do is it will make a zip file. Here it shows you where that zip file is. And I just want you to turn in that zip file. So don't zip your whole project folder, just archive scene and turn in the zip file that it produces when you do that. Anyway, what I was going to say is if you made went to form and made a lattice, um, and then right mouse click lattice point, and then maybe scale these in a bit. Oh, I have to turn off symmetry. I'm just holding down W and then clicking and dragging. Maybe scale that in a little bit, and maybe scale this one in a little bit. Maybe this one I'll scale out a little bit. Maybe these two scale in some. Anyway, something like that. I'm just going to delete history, Alt-Shift-D. So edit, delete by type history, or Alt-Shift-D. And that gets rid of the lattice. I mean, that's a little better. Still has that kind of straight look on the side. But let's compare that to the other shoe and see which one we like better now. I think this has improved a little bit from that one. Um, and anyway, you actually might want to make this a little bit more form-fitting. There's a pretty big gap there. I mean, here there's even a bigger gap. So I think you could get this more form-fitting to the ankle by both adjusting the shoe and then maybe the ankle as well. I think the pants look good. I sort of like the back of the knee being pushed in. Let me turn symmetry on again. Like this being pushed in, I think is good, but I think for the front, I'm more likely. You have that pushed in as well. I'd be more likely to kind of push that out a little bit to give a sense of the knee there. And then similarly for the elbow, you want a little bit more, I think, a defined thing of where the elbow is. And so I'm going to say it's like right around here. So I think you need a little bit more geometry. I'm just doing Control Shift X in the multi-cut tool in there. Hold down Control and then click to get that. And then let's say it's maybe another one here even. And I might slide these down a bit. Shift right mouse click slide edge. Yeah, just double clicked on it, and then slide edge, and then slide edge. Maybe scale this up a bit, scale that up a bit, something like that. And then for the elbow, I might, similar to the knee, I might push this in a little bit here, and maybe pull these out a bit there, something like that. I mean, you could spend a little more time to shape it, but it. I'm going to turn off wireframe unshaded for a second. Just kind of a little bit suggest the elbow there. I like this tie thing. I think that turned out well. That looks good. Buttons are fine. I like the way you've done the jacket. I think you need to do something a little bit more with the how this ends here. Some kind of collar or finishing that off. Maybe like even just a little ridge there with a few more edges. But I think you could add a little bit more here. Even if it's as simple as something like this where I take this and Control E for extrude, W, move it up. Ooh, something's funny there. No, oh yeah, there's some extra weird little edges in there. I'm just gonna isolate this real quick. Yeah, there's some like sort of hidden. Well, is there just another thing around here or something? No? I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Sometimes it may just be that there's. I don't know. I'm gonna try mesh cleanup and see if that solves it. Mesh cleanup options, and then if I scroll down under the remove geometry section, I'm gonna check on lamina faces, non-manifold geometry, edges with zero length, and faces with zero geometry area, and see if that helps. Oh, that seemed to have gotten rid of it, I think. This looks suspicious to me. Oh, okay, yeah, there's a little funny business here. I think what I would do is take these three and do an edit mesh merge to center and to get rid of that little hole. Anyway, so yeah, clean that up, and then what I was going to suggest was a simple way to do this would be extrude the edge, and let me turn off symmetry. W left mouse click, and then symmetry, symmetry, and then scale that in a bit. Actually, maybe I'll move it up first. Ah, here's another situation. See that extra vert there? I'm just going to select and delete that. Okay. Yeah, there's a few little geometry issues there. Alright, yeah, let's make sure symmetry is off again. Control E, W for move, move it up. Control E, R for scale, scale it in. Control E, W for move, kind of move it down some. And then maybe take these edges and just bevel them all. Whoops. Control B for bevel. And just to kind of hold the shape of that a little bit more. Maybe put one more segment in there. Make it a little bit bigger. Anyways, that would be one way to just have it look a little more finished, at the neck. But maybe a better designed collar would be better than that. Yeah, see how it looks just more done, I think. Hands looking pretty good. Maybe kind of the fingertips are looking really flat. I would probably, shift right mouse click, slide edge. Does that have something to do with your nail? I don't know, but definitely spread some of these out. I don't know. I mean, you might need to spend a little more time on it than that, but right now it's looking pretty kind of flat on the tip, and I might scale all of these in actually just to kind of round that out. I mean, it's starting to get better, but yeah, I just think you need to shape those fingertips a little bit more because they're really almost like the tip's been cut off. Yeah, maybe just shape the back a little bit of where it goes into the wrist, and probably give yourself a bit more mass on here, pulling probably this whole row out some, you know, um, maybe a little bit here. I'm just going to B for soft select, and then maybe push some of that out. And you could probably push it in a little bit in the middle, just holding down B, click and drag to change the soft select size. Then to hit B again to turn off soft select. Anyway, spend a little bit more time sort of getting a little bit more dimension to the palm of the hand. But generally, I think you're doing well. I think it matches your design well, and I think some areas can be improved, but it's overall looking good.